Hey you guys, welcome back to our channel. This is mostly going to be, I think, about me. Oh, and just forewarning you guys, oh my gosh, if you're watching this video, when it comes to PCOS, it has to do with your ovaries. So there might be a little bit of TMI in these kind of videos. It is what it is. I'm letting you know. I'm not ashamed of it. I think I went through a couple weeks where I was like feeling, I kid you not, I did tell my husband that I felt broken. Getting emotional about that already, but I'm not broken and I don't want people to feel like they're broken. So, anyways, tears aside, shortly after even creating this YouTube channel is when I was diagnosed with PCOS, or polycystic ovary syndrome, and which is fairly common, but it's not talked about very often by people, and there really is kind of like a shameful stigma around PCOS and around women dealing with it, because it does affect everybody differently. And a lot of the times the symptoms are things that can kind of make you feel not so great about yourself. And so I did a lot of thinking, and about a month and a half ago, I posted the video of when I found out that that's what I have. And I got to thinking, looking around, I really didn't see a ton of people and what they do with their PCOS, or their journeys with PCOS and what their goals are. And so it might not be something I talk about all the time on this channel, but I think an important thing about me and my life is my new diagnosis that really, I realize, has been a huge part of my life for almost as long as I can remember. And I just didn't know what it was. So I guess I'll start this off giving you guys kind of an update on what I've learned in the last month and a half about myself, about my own personal journey, but then also just kind of giving a backstory and a little overview of how PCOS has affected me and how it might be affecting other people too, because I really want there to be a way that people can share things about this, their experiences and tips and things that help with their own symptoms, because everyone is different. And obviously best thing to do is to have a doctor or a team, somebody, whether it's like a naturopathic doctor or the doctor that you have through your insurance, which is what I have right now, but to have someone to really be supporting of you and to not have that shameful stigma. So I know I've seen a few friends who have said, my doctor really didn't validate any of that. And actually going back to high school, which that's really when my symptoms started showing up, and I just had no idea. And my doctors didn't think to test for it either. Looking back, it's pretty apparent everything that was going on. Granted, could have something to do with just being like teenager, but it was very much more extreme, where you could have easily done a diagnosis for PCOS back when I was in high school, and I wouldn't be finding out nearly 10 years later. I had a very irregular period. So every 5-ish months is when I would get my period. I would have no idea it was coming, because how do you know when it's no rhyme or reason? It really was all over the place. And my periods were painful, very heavy bleeding. And I was like, why the heck do I never have my period? I have really bad acne, and I'm like super heavy bleeding and painful all the time. So I go to the doctor and they give me birth control. And this is, I don't know, I think I was like 15 or 16. So yeah, it's been almost 10 years. I think I was 16. And they never said anything about like, this is what it could be related to. Maybe you should be tested for PCOS. Never suggested anything like that. So I was like, I just have heavy periods and I'll just, be on birth control and it'll be fine. And that did solve things. But then last April 2019, when I got off of birth control and things started going crazy all over again, I didn't think to get tested for PCOS, because I didn't know what that was. And I didn't know that maybe I was having symptoms of PCOS. So forward a whole year, and my doctor now, who told me you have PCOS and you've let it go unchecked and really like unregulated for a little over a year, it's now at the point where it's kind of bad. And he basically said that, again, TMI warning, that my ovaries are really enlarged and I have a lot of cysts on them because of all those years of it being unchecked and really just like not treating it. I mean, the birth control helped, but it really didn't solve anything. And that's the thing too, is there isn't a cure for PCOS. Really, everything you do is just kind of treating symptoms and managing as opposed to curing. But I wasn't really even managing anything. So that's kind of the issue there, is that it was pretty severe and my acne flared up really bad to the point where now I have, you can probably even see it, I have a lot of scarring right here actually. This is not even like fresh acne, it's just scarring. And I'm not really wearing any makeup, I'm wearing just kind of like a light CC cream kind of thing. So you can kind of see it. And it's not that bad. It's not as bad as it even was a month ago, because I really started looking at a more strict regimen that deals with skin turnover and scarring and things like that. And I would love to do a video about that. If you guys are interested, I can kind of show you guys everything I use. So this is what kind of the current plan is. Because one of my grandmas has diabetes, and more than half of women with PCOS develop type 2 diabetes by age 40. So I need to be really careful about my sugar intake, eating with a low glycemic index. And a glycemic index, it's like a ranking system of how carbs in your food affect your blood glucose levels. So my doctor had talked to me about a couple different things. One thing I actually already incorporate. So I do eat pretty much low glycemic, not too sugary of foods. Even with fruit, I choose berries, like strawberries, blueberries, blackberries. Those are all great when it comes to the glycemic index. Unfortunately, things like pineapples and mangoes, not so great. But I think the thing is that it's just being intentional about those choices. Obviously, if I want pineapple, I'm gonna have pineapple, but I'm gonna make sure that I'm not doing that every day. So I do have a high risk now of developing diabetes when I'm older. I do have higher levels of testosterone right now, and we think that my body's not even producing eggs right now. So the problem with that is I'm going to be developing more cysts or have more enlarged ovaries, basically, if I don't try to get pregnant. And I would either need to be on birth control or trying to get pregnant, because I'm at a higher risk for ovarian cancer now because of this, and I didn't know that ahead of time or before. So the hard thing about me not being able to produce eggs is what we think. I don't know if this is better or worse, because my doctor calls me skinny PCOS. What this means is that the medication used to try to get me to develop an actual egg and potentially get pregnant, the medication that's used to help that is less effective on me. So we're gonna try that. But what I found out in the last couple weeks is that I'm also not immune to chickenpox. Chickenpox is super, super dangerous. If you are pregnant and you get the chickenpox, automatic birth defects for the child. So kind of in a tricky spot right now, because they want me to get pregnant as soon as possible so that right after I'm done being pregnant, I can get on birth control. They don't want me to be on birth control right now if I want to get pregnant, obviously. So they want me to get pregnant right now, but I can't get pregnant yet until I get the chickenpox vaccine. So that's kind of the odd sort of waiting pattern that we're in, but it's just kind of a lot. And I feel like there aren't very many people to talk to about this. So that's part of why I wanted to create kind of this update video. While I'm not going to do a ton of videos about PCOS, unless that's something you guys want. I do want to continue to make videos and really just let you guys in on all things our life and this kind of new journey that we're on of we are trying to eventually get pregnant and have babies, and it's looking different than what we had thought it would. But I'm staying hopeful and I'm staying positive. So I'll wrap it up with that. That's it for today's little update vlog. But I just wanted to give that update because a lot has happened in the last month and a half with myself, with the world, with everything going on. It is the end of July, so of 2020, the literal like craziest year of probably anyone's life. So just to add on top of that, all the new things I've found out about myself recently. So if you enjoyed this video and if the background noise of my dogs wrestling hasn't bugged you, I would love if you guys would hit that like button, subscribe, and leave me a comment of something else you guys would like to see from me. So thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope you'll stick around for the next one.